Welcome back to Remnant, Lunar Archon, Karagor Studios. That should be swapped in the future, but I've said it that way this time. Because Karagor Studios is technically the channel and Remnant, Lunar Archon is the campaign. But yes, we're back. It's session 16. We made it. We made it to our Sweet 16. And hopefully nothing will ever go wrong.
We're the dancing queen.
It's true. You're the messengers.
We get a car in this episode.
I already got a cart, and there are no cars here, so... Okay, so I flipped my coin twice, and y'all got nice GM twice, so... We'll see how that goes. Also, I should stop telling you what I flip on that to raise suspense. It'd be more fun. But yes, we're back. Back again. Can't remember what else is to that joke. It's too late now.
Back, tell a friend.
Is it? The rest of it? I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
I know my Eminem.
I don't. I really don't. I don't know rap at all. None of it. Christian rap, non-Christian rap, gone. Nothing. Once upon a time, I had the Lemonade Mouth rap memorized, but I don't have that anymore.
I do.
It's a pretty great rap, not gonna lie.
I know things.
But yes, welcome back. I'll go ahead and give a quick recap for last session because it was pretty much just one thing. Pretty much the entirety of last session was spent with the party fighting the remaining things that live in this side of the commune, including all of the jackal wares and multiple hyenas. Gambit, the new friend, woke up in the slaves' quarters, left and managed to distract and almost get murdered by several hyenas, including jackals, including a giant jackal. While the rest of the party, not quickly, but definitely simply, went ahead and defeated the rest of them, including Cedar, charming several jackals, one of which is now hovering around Garand, despite the fact that the charm has worn off. The other one is unconscious over on the side. No one's bothered with him yet. He's just unconscious, potentially with broken bones from getting punched. That's pretty much where everything is. The party left off as everyone was kind of realizing, taking stock of the situation, what's around. Garand was bagging pretty much everything in the room, just in bags, not taking a close look at it. For later observance, and at the end, Cedar walked in with Gambit and said she made a new friend. And with that, the floor is yours.
Hello. Are you looking for could you perhaps could I maybe join your party?
Hi, I'm Thicket.
Hi, Thicket. I'm Gambit.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
As you do look down at this actual cat, which is not normal.
Yeah.
Up to you whether or not you want to note that or say anything to them about it. But it's definitely
he's gonna
not.
note it mentally, but take it in stride, you know?
Yeah. Just another thing, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
So Doug is just continuing to, I guess, ransack everything in that northwest corner.
Yeah, so after a few minutes, y'all be able to, without taking a close look at any of it, get most of the objects in here. Y'all had not specified if y'all were grabbing the objects off the pedestals. And I assume you are not going to try and grab the gold-plated chandelier. That will not fit into any kind of basket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but over a couple minutes, you and Gron could fairly easily grab all of these items. Are you taking the ones off the pedestals, or are you leaving those there?
I point to Gambit and I say, "Hey, do you know if those things on the pedestals are dangerous?"
I have no clue. Let me look at them. I look at the things on the pedestals. Are they dangerous?
That's a good question. What are you looking for? I mean, there is a quiver
I'm
in the northwest corner. In the northeast corner, there's a silver raven statue. In the southwest, there's a silk bracelet with 3 gemstones on it. And in the southeast is a copper circlet with garnets inlaid into it.
I'll just check for traps, I guess. Is it like a...
So that would be a investigation check to see if they are trapped or the pedestals are trapped in any way. Are there any particular kinds of traps you're looking for?
Like like the ones in Indiana Jones where he has to like switch the thing out, like
A weighted trap.
weighted trap, or like any like trigger or like mechanisms that are around, like rope or anything.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check. Yeah, that's pretty high. You would be able to tell after quickly looking through and across them. These pedestals appear to be fully stone and do not have any markings or systems that would indicate that they are trapped.
Okay. I'll communicate that to the rest of the group. Hey, they don't seem trapped. But I don't know. I guess I'll go for it and pick one up.
Which one are you picking
Which
up?
one should I don't know. Can you list them all again?
Yeah, so in the
Can't remember.
northwest, so in the top left corner up here, let me grab the thing. In the northwest, the top left is a large quiver made of white fur. In the northeast, the top right up here, is a silver raven statue. In the south, come on, computer, it's all right. In the southwest, down bottom left, is a bracelet of fine silk with 3 small marble objects of various colors attached to it. And in the bottom right is a polished copper circlet inlaid with 3 gemstones, garnets specifically.
Okay. He's gonna pick up the silver raven statue.
You successfully pick it up. Nothing seems to happen.
I give it to Thicket. I don't know what this does. But it doesn't seem dangerous. At least I'm not dead yet.
That's a death flag. Garand, what are you doing this time as you finish up bagging everything you can find on the floor?
So I think we Arcana checked, knew that they, at least those 4 things were kind of faint magic of some kind. And yeah, doing the whole thing of like the bag over it. I mean, after we saw that it seemed like nothing happened with the pedestal, it'd probably fine to just take like a pouch or part of the backpack or whatever and do it over it and scoop it, so that way you're not actually touching the thing until I have time to identify them.
Alright, so you carefully remove the other 3 objects without touching them. The thing that takes up the most space is definitely the quiver.
Okay.
It's fairly large.
Okay. And yeah, if you help us get everything sorted, if you as best as you can to get everyone safely back, and you meet everyone's approval and all that. I suppose you could accompany us. We did recently lose a very trusted and valuable friend, so not to death, thankfully, but still. So right, I'm Garand. Pleasure. And
Nice to meet you.
He's gonna go about and continue getting things, and then just see if anybody makes a decision on where to go next.
All right, and also as you're doing this, this door on the top left of the room would be opened, and coming through it would be a couple of the gentle sirs y'all fought, the harem members. Specifically, Brock would come through, Brock the dwarf, and he seems to be gathering up some of the pillows and blankets and everything from this area and is taking them back through the door. Doug, what are you doing?
I guess Doug is just going to head back to the group and just kind of question this new addition.
You all return to this small circle you've made. What is Doug saying?
He doesn't say anything. He's just kind of puzzled.
Gambit's kind of noticed that I guess Doug is I'm trying not to say this weird. Paying attention to him. We'll go with that. And he'll be like, can I help you, sir? Do you need something?
Do you?
Well, I actually do really need some food. Do you all want to head to the kitchen?
Is this your place?
No, but I had a brief tour of it while trying not to get my ankles bitten off by jackals.
Doug just reaches down to grab a carcass of one of the jackals and kind of like waves it in Gambit's direction.
So there are no dead jackals, but you are waving around an unconscious but alive jackal. The jackal wares are super dead and are kind of piling up in the doorway, but the regular jackals are not.
So yeah, he just kind of, waves it in front of Gambit and is like, can you cook this?
I imagine Cedar is very upset about the prospect of cooking a dog.
No, don't. We have their food.
Yeah. Let's just check and see what's in the kitchen first before we get creative.
And for posterity, it is currently 10:20 p.m. Tuesday, the 7th of March, in the year 417 post-schism. So you are heading to the kitchen, a lot of you?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can figure out how to grab multiple people at once and if I can just move you all at once. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do this. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Well, I guess I was wrong. I don't know how to move multiple people at once. I guess we're going the long way. As you all head south or downward through the hallway, stepping over the remains of the jackal wares. You step past the room that you do hear the sounds of various animals, bits of barking, the yelling of these baboons, the hissing of the flying snake. And you go through into, presumably through, if you're giving them effectively a tour, through this large and messy, disorganized room, the north end of which is covered in disheveled beds and hammocks, and to the south are 2 tables and a sitting area covered in various discarded trinkets. Several chests, some open, revealing random objects inside, are scattered about the room. Stepping
So how
through
did you end up here, Gambit?
You know, like I said, I was getting chased by jackals. Oh, you mean here as in this compound?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little fuzzy. But it was definitely not of free will. So I don't really remember what happened right before I came here, but I was definitely kidnapped.
Doesn't seem like Gambit is telling the truth.
Make an insight check.
The wrong tab. Okay.
And as you think about that, you step into this room where the smell of spices comes from the room as you step into it. Illuminated by 2 wall torches, you see an oven and grill in the far corner, with a table of mixing bowls and cooking implements, as well as a table of open ingredients, including spices and what appears to be sugar. On the western side of the room are several boxes and baskets with herbs hanging from a rack above it. And yeah, that'd be what you see in here. There are also some barrels in the southern end. Then inside 11 definitely sounds like a thing that would be true. Like a likely story. Whether or not that's a good or bad thing is up to you. But it definitely does sound like that kind of story someone would tell. As you step into this kitchen, looking around, Cedar would be happy to find that rather than just dog, there are plenty of various kinds of food here. As you can see in the bottom right, there's cheese, bread, meats, and you find there are actually quite a few different kinds of foods here. Not all of it is unpacked. Some things appear to have been basically just taken in off of a crate or off of a cart and put here. But there are not every kind of food, not whatever your heart's desires, but there are quite a few different options. In the southeastern corner, there is also a door, as well as to the south corner, which is open and y'all know leads down to the hall with the smashed up walls.
So,
Be honest, I'm not the best cook, but so if anyone else who has more experience than me will probably want to take over.
I could try, but I mean, I live in the forest, so it's up in the air as to how good my taste or my food cooking skills are.
Probably better than mine.
Didn't Cedar like to cook? I think.
Yeah, I can cook.
I believe.
And Cedar will over the next few minutes. It's not something you have to roll for. You're just preparing general food. I would be able to over the next 30 minutes or so. If there's something else you'd like to do during that time, she will be able to effectively create a simple but hearty meal.
Welcome back
taking...
to Cooking with Cedar and Thicket.
Welcome back to Cooking with Cedar and Thicket, where Thicket knows nothing about what he's doing.
This week's episode, compound food.
Compound food, which is actually really nice. These spices are surprising, actually, at how... Actually, none of you would really know what the value is, but they seem to be nice spices. There are quite a few different things. There's salt, sugar, cedar will. After lighting up the oven, she will effectively bake a cobbler, as well as basically a not particularly fancy but varied charcuterie board. Neat.
So as the Thicket and Cedar televised production continues, Doug finds the time to go to Gambit and just ask, so why were you in the kitchen earlier?
Oh, I was running for my life from jackals. I just kind of like made a loop around. So I got a quick tour sponsored by the Death at Your Hills. Yeah, that's why I was in the kitchen earlier. I woke up, I guess, when from my understanding is that y'all defeated the boss lady and her magic faded, and so I just kind of woke up and came to my senses and heard the sound of dogs and followed that.
So you don't remember anything prior?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I've just been kind of wandering around for the last couple of months, so, but I've been searching for an adventuring party to go with, because, I want to see the world. So, but as for like directly what happened, right before I got brought here, kidnapped, not really.
So you had no intentions to come here, or you were just traveling?
Yeah, I'm just going where the wind takes me.
I tried that once, but it didn't take me too far.
Well, maybe if I'm able to stick with you guys, then I won't have to wander around by myself anymore.
And then Doug
So what about? Oh, sorry, what?
I was just saying Doug just kind of leaves it there, doesn't say anything, and just kind of walks off.
Alright. As you finish preparing the food and spending this time, Maverick is losing his bardic inspiration. It has been more than 10 minutes. Everything is prepared and quite easily. Are you choosing to eat in here? Are you traveling to a different location?
I'll probably lead them to I guess it was like a little dining area.
The lounge? In here?
Mm-hmm. With the crowbar.
Oh, took me a second. It was Gambit in the lounge with a crowbar.
Mm-hmm.
Rest of you have free reign to move around your tokens as you wish. Don't know who's sitting at what tables.
Get my mouse to work.
I believe in you. As you take the time and begin eating. Garand and Doug, which tables are you sitting at?
It's not letting me move.
I broke Doug. Oh, I fixed Doug.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Doug's just, I guess, gonna go to the one space that's left.
Oh. Ethan may not be able to join us. We're still going to play because we have enough people, but he has some things to deal with, so he may not be able to join us. But yeah, as you sit down and enjoy the food, it's simple. It's more flavorful than just basic rations. It's various cheeses, breads, some of which actually seem to be quite good. Some of it more hearty. Various spice-dried jerkies and sausages and stuff that are actually very, very delicious. As probably the most well-understanding of higher class food would be Garand. He would recognize it as pretty solid food, pretty good quality. Over a few minutes, you hear and see someone walk in, like tilt their head in, and then begin to enter the room as you see the dwarf that you had seen in the workshop walks in. Did everything work out?
Yes, we made food. Would you
Yeah.
like some?
Right.
Yes, I would like some food. I'm exhausted. See, stumbles over and he will grab and pull over one of the chests and sit down and begin to somewhat ravenously eat food as well.
We got rid of the scary lady.
Thank you. I don't remember how long I've been here. I wonder if everything's all right back home. Were you sent by someone from Keenite? Are you here to, like, I assume you're here to help. You've come through, but who sent you? Did you happen to stumble upon this place?
I think Gambit said the wind.
The wind.
Yeah. The wind.
The wind sent you to this... whatever this place is? I'm very confused. That sounds frankly absurd.
I mean, it could be possible. Gambit does look a little smaller than me, so maybe the wind carried him a little bit further.
I see. I'll be that as it may. It's already dark outside.
We're sent by the town.
We
Gron-
met a
Gron-
fancy
Gron's like-
dragon guy.
Gron's like
He knows magic.
Fancy Dragonborn, you mean?
Yeah.
Interesting. Was it a particular Dragonborn, or...
I believe he is the king.
Are you talking about Ultrathel, then? The Lord.
Yeah, him.
Wonderful. I'm glad. If he sent you, then he must be quite capable. What were you saying over there, half-elf?
Yeah, that's all. I was just gonna say that we were sent by the city to investigate the disappearances. Found out through some effort this was the hideout, and proceeded to aid in the recovery And now that you are back on your feet after you've eaten, perhaps you can help us out around here. Looks like you might have a little bit more knowledge than maybe some of the others, and you can help people get restored. We can all make our way safely back to town.
Of course. No, I should introduce myself. I'm Jamal, by the way. And yes, I'll be happy to help whoever's left.
I remember hearing about you. You were one of the guys that went missing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I did go missing. Oh. Glad to be done working.
Do you know anything about the fancy stuff on the pedestals?
I know Lacephine, they seem to be prized possessions for her, but other than that, I don't know. They weren't. She didn't tell me about them at the very least. I was once she realized I was a blacksmith, she had me make stuff for her all the time. Oh, sorry. I don't know any particulars about anything she had. Do you know what time it is by chance?
Damn, do we know what time it is?
You are pretty sure it's late evening. Like 11 or 12.
I think it's pretty late at night.
That must be some. I'm so tired. Do you know where the others are? Did you find them?
Do you know where the animals are?
No.
Find the animals, and through that room, that way, you'll find them eventually.
Right, I'm gonna go and hopefully find some rest and probably get ready to return in the morning. Thank you. I appreciate the food. And he will depart and begin to walk toward the slaves' quarters.
Do you want us to wait for you in the morning so you can get home safe?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. You're the ones entrusted to this. I'm not too much of a manager.
Do you want an escort?
That
We
sounds
can
nice.
escort you home.
Certainly sounds nice. Unless anyone
Alright.
stops him, he will exit.
Oh, sweet.
As he passes out from the room, you all begin to feel tired. It has been effectively all day. Y'all did take a rest earlier in the afternoon, but between a solid minute and a half of straight hard fighting, exploring around, you are all beginning to feel the effects of the night wear on you. What do you like to do?
Gron's gonna ask for Cedar and Doug to come help and get the two that were out by the rock, bring them in, see if we can find out if they're also okay, and maybe get them fed. And then we're gonna kind of round everybody up. That's what Gron wants to do. Hopefully people are on board, but that's, yeah.
Doug, do you go with him to retrieve the people from out front?
Yeah.
You do successfully head out there as they are just waking up. I do manage to untie them. We don't have to go through each individual role play with each individual person if you'd like. From them, it sounded like you were heading to the slaves' quarters, is that right?
Yes, eventually.
As you go retrieve those people and make your way over, you do find, as you pass through the room with many animals, including baboons, flying snakes, and others, you eventually enter into a somewhat large room. Though a lot of the rooms in this place are large. A room dominated largely by oddly open space and crates, with some makeshift tables being set up to the side with various crates available. The sparse area, northern end has some boxes and crates. There are 10 beddings that as you walk in, you do see the 3 harem members bringing in the 3 conscious harem members, bringing in the linens and pillows, and effectively sprucing up the beds, preparing them for people, bringing them comforts as you see. There's a half-orc with various bite marks and claw marks. The half-orc is male. There's also a male elf with him as well, tending some of his wounds and seeming to wrap up some of where he had been cut. There are a human and a dwarf who seem to be awake, though groggy, helping gather stuff and prepare the beds for the rest of the evening. The dwarf, and the halfling that Gambit had seen and spoken to very slightly earlier on are now over on the northern end of the room, pulling stuff out of the boxes, seemingly looking for belongings that they had before all of this began. As it seems that most of the remaining captives have been gathering in this room.
Are there like present people?
Yeah, there are quite a few people present. There's a female dwarf, female halfling, a male half-orc, a male elf, a human, and a dwarf, both female. There is Brock, Barnabas, and Kronk, who are all still conscious, who are helping bring stuff around and also appear to have some food that they may have snuck out of the kitchen or from elsewhere that they're bringing and feeding to the people, as well as what seems to be fresh water that you don't know where they got it from, but they do have this fresh water and different ointments and things that they brought in. Basically everyone is here. All the captives that we're aware of, and as you bring in the archer and the guy with the axe that y'all had taken down, who were a male elf and a male half-orc. They are fairly tired from where they were knocked unconscious, as they seem to be really quick to eat and are trying to go to bed. Is there anything you all like to do as you're in here? Are you going to try and take a long rest just in here with all of these people? Are you going to try to talk to anyone? Identify stuff? What would you like to do?
Garon would like to take a long rest, but he asks Doug and Thicket and Cedar and Maverick to take watches, so that in case any of these people like are thieves or they're bad guys that got kidnapped, and it just happens that they're they're just bad before, so stuff like that. So that's like.
All right, just making sure that people are up. In that case, let's go ahead and revisit the watch order, since Maverick and Gambit have not been added to it, it looks like. Currently in the watch order, we have Cedar in the first watch, Thicket in the second, and then Doug and Garand in the third, it looks like. Who would like to be in what watches? There should be a total of 4.
I missed that.
Who would like to be in what watches? Currently, Cedar is in the first, Thicket is in the second, Doug and Garand are both in the third, and no one is in the fourth. Gambit and Maverick have not been added to any watches. Hmm.
Well, it sounds like, and I agree, that Gambit has not quite been cleared to
Man the party.
yeah, so he probably won't take a watch by himself.
Okay.
But he'll
Which
stay
watch would y'all
up
like for
with.
him to take, and who will he be with?
You could join
If
me if you want.
Thicket, I was gonna say, if Thicket's willing, because I think Thicket should be the first one to be questioning him.
All right, and do you want Maverick to go ahead and take the fourth watch and let Doug and Garon stay on third, or do you want to move anyone around?
Cedar is one of the first ones, right? She's like first or
No,
second.
she is first. Cedar first, Thicket and Gambit second, Doug and Garon third, and Maverick fourth.
Yeah, Maverick should be good.
You just want to leave it like this? All right, we will begin looking over the long rest then. Going from the top. Cedar will take a long rest, and she's not here to ask anything more. Thicket, what are you doing over the long rest?
I would like to ask Gambit, do you know any magic?
As you sit for your
Uh,
watch.
What?
As you sit for your watch, you lean over.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I am not magically inclined. Do you? Do you know any magic?
Yeah, I know lots of magic. I use myself. I use shape water, and make a little gambit out of water.
All right. You
Whoa.
shape water from one of the bowls that had been set nearby, shifting the water into this fairly well detailed, almost water sculpture that floats for a few moments as Thicket controls it.
I have him tip his hat.
Tips his hat, revealing his regularly frazzled hair as it's fairly, what's the word?
Unkempt.
Unkempt. That's a wonderful
Mhm.
word for it.
He needs a haircut. That's so cool. Did you just wake up one day and you could do magic, or did you have to like learn?
Yeah, pretty much. I just kind of woke up one day and the moon told me that my name was Thicket and I could do magic-y things.
Whoa. That's wild.
It's kind of like both of us. We both just woke up one day.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Just so why are you adventuring?
I just like helping people. What about you?
Yeah, I just want to see the world. Want
What kind of
to
things are you hoping to see? I
You
want
know,
to see
I
a
don't
play
have any
today. I've heard about those. Those seem cool.
play. Oh, well, I will be on the lookout for a play, and I will let you know if there's ever one. If I ever see an advertisement for one. That does sound pretty exciting. What type of play? Like a dramatic play? Do you want me to see a tragedy or like a musical?
All of those sound awesome. I'd like to see every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to one.
Hey, and who knows? After you've seen one, maybe you can make your own, write your own play.
Maybe. I don't really see myself being on stage, though.
You know, don't knock until you try it. You never know. You just woke up one day and knew magic. Maybe you can wake up one day and be the greatest actor this world has ever seen.
So, you said you can't do magic. What kind of things can you do?
Well, I'm pretty good at being quiet and um and I'm just pretty a handy man. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to um uh get to know my talents. I'm a pretty blank slate, so um I'll fill whatever role this party needs.
I'm sure you're gonna fit in great.
Thanks, Thicket.
All right. Is there anything else you two would like to do over the rest? At the end of the conversation, you're welcome to keep going. I don't want to stop you.
Water Gambit's gonna do a little dancey dance.
I think that's it.
All right. On to Doug and Godond.
Do I need to roll
A roll for what?
for like checking, doing our like watch and stuff?
I normally use passive perception, but if you want, you can go ahead and roll perception.
Oh,
Go ahead and
No,
roll perception
no.
if you'd like.
okay. Well,
You mentioned it now, so now I have to.
do I get advantage because Gambit's with me?
No.
Yeah. No, okay, I'll roll too.
That was almost a 3.
Oh,
Gambit is way too
That was a
distracted
3.
by the conversation, and Thicket, while doing all this, very cleanly keeps an eye on everything. No one moves in any concerning way. There don't seem to be any thieves as far as you can tell. Everyone seems to be exhausted. Jamal clocked out immediately. The older woman that had come from the kitchen and seemed to be cooking here before is also completely knocked out. Everyone is sleeping soundly. Even the elves, who normally you expect elves to trance, even they have decided it is a night for actual sleep.
Kind of night.
That kind of night. And then moving on to Doug and Garand. What would you like to do?
I guess Doug is just looking around to see kind of what activities are going on with everyone.
Just keeping an eye out. All right. Garand.
Everybody's pretty much sleeping. Is there anyone else besides Doug and myself awake?
Make a perception check. It's a very good perception check. You do feel pretty confident that there is no one awake as you look. Everyone seems to be sleeping. The harem members went to this room up there and seem to be sleeping in there as they would have left the door open. So I can actually see a bit inside, where y'all can spot some other beds and stuff on the other end, where some of them are sleeping. It does not appear that anyone is awake. Just the two of you.
Just the 2 of us.
All right. I'll let him know that I plan to identify once we get everything back to town. But I think people are probably going to want to get back home first, and then we should maybe consider coming back. And that can be like, it can be the new guy's like trial, I guess. And yeah.
Does Doug agree?
I guess okay. So Grom say, yeah, Doug, if we go back, they'll probably want to go home, but I think we come back and then that gives this new fella an opportunity to, show his colours of sort. And honestly, I'd like to meet with our core group. I suppose we can include Maverick. He was very handy in all these fights. I mean, he's relatively new and all, but still.
So, to make sure I understand correctly, and then also just from a microphone perspective, I could hear bits and pieces.
Yeah, you were cutting out a little bit.
But yeah, so I think I understood most of it in the sense that we're going to take everyone, or not us specifically, but Gambit is going to help everyone get back to the city first, and while we reconvene and go over our outing with Uldrathel first, correct?
Oh, that sounds brilliant, actually. Yeah. That's a wonderful idea. Getting everyone sorted. Well, yeah. No, that's genius.
And then I still am not sure how the wind carries a person to or from places. So maybe after our initial meeting, we bring Gambit to Uldrathel for further questioning. Or maybe that's a bad idea, but you didn't want to tell me, so I'm not sure.
You want to bring Gambit for questioning? I mean, if you saw something I didn't, by all means.
I was just saying, I don't know, maybe the others would be more curious as to why Gambit just so happened to stumble upon this place. It kind of is in the middle of nowhere. Or,
Chris, are you there?
Yeah. I just I'm not really sure. I mean, if it wasn't. You're saying okay? So Gambit's story is that he happened upon the place, and then was coerced. Is that right?
He didn't use those words exactly. He just said the wind brought him here, and he doesn't quite remember exactly how he ended up here, but that he does remember he wanted to adventure.
He also said he was kidnapped.
Well,
Whether or
that
not he
escape.
mentioned that is up to you, but he did say it.
Yeah, he also maybe mentioned napping a kid. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, it still sounds kind of a little suspicious.
Well, all right. I mean, again, I think we let Thicket try to, not necessarily interrogate the man, but just try to get to know him a bit.
That makes
That
sense.
isn't. What was that, Doug?
Go ahead.
Nah, Thicket just put some, or Thicket, or was it Jocelyn? Put
Jocelyn.
something in the general chat. It was funny. Comparing Doug to what's his face from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Drax.
Drax.
Mm.
Nothing goes over my head. I am too fast. I would catch it. Basically.
100%.
All right. You talk through your thoughts and potentially interrogating or not question mark of Gambit. Is there anything else you'd like to accomplish over your rest?
Well, there's not enough time to do identify in this manner, so
I mean,
no.
you have
The focus
2
needs
hours
to be
of
on
a
making
rest,
sure
so
we're
if
safe.
you wanted to try and identify things, you could. But it's hard to tell exactly without detect magic what things need to be identified. So you would just be willy-nilly to identify things. But you could try to identify. You do have time for it. It's a 2-hour watch that you have, and you've talked for, we'll say, 30 minutes. But you still have plenty of time left if you want to identify things. Take inventory.
Well, I mean, yeah. If you're
I'm alright with it.
you're saying manual identify, not like my ritual.
I'm in ritual identify. It takes 10 minutes. You have time.
Oh,
Yeah.
for some reason
It's not that long.
For some reason I thought it was a lot longer. Okay.
Nah, it's
Okay, well that's good. Then
When
yeah,
you ritual
yeah, then
cast something, it's
that's
10
my
minutes plus the normal
fault then.
casting time. So if it takes an hour, it takes an hour and 10 minutes. If it takes 1 minute, it takes 11 minutes. In this case, it takes 1 minute, so it takes 11 minutes. Yeah. All right. So looking through the items that are here, as you take an inventory of the bag, there is a total of 80 gold pieces, 900 silver pieces, and 2,700 copper pieces. There are the 4 objects that were on the pedestals. There is a bloodstone, a chalcedony, 5 fine golden rings, 2 fine necklaces.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Cool. I didn't realize that. I literally rolled for it. It's nice. There are some fine gold rings. There is a horn. There is a flute. Y'all left the chandelier in the other room, so I'm just going to go ahead and, unless y'all come back and specifically try and get the chandelier, you're going to have a hard time getting that one. There's also a moonstone and a quartz. What would you like to identify?
Let me. I think there's like doesn't it allow for like a certain number of items?
I believe it's just 1 per casting. But I can certainly check and find out for you. Or you can check out and find
I
out.
don't know. For some reason, I thought it was 8. Yeah. It's. I don't have the information on mine, but give me 1 second. I'll find it.
And then while he finds that, does anyone wake up or appear to be like restless during our 2 hours?
Make a perception check. Identify as 1 object at a time. You choose 1 object that you must test throughout the casting of the spell. Yeah.
So 11 minutes.
Fun fact, you can also cast Identify on
33.
creatures to find out what spells are affecting them. So you could have casted on those guys to find out they were under the Chaos spell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's something I forgot about entirely
Nice.
with
That's
Identify.
good. All right. Well, that's good future use. Yeah. So I guess I can get 8. I can get 8 items
Yeah,
then, because
in the time you
33
have.
plus 55 is less than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead with the 4 items from the pedestal.
All right, which one would you like to do first? The bracelet, quiver, the silver raven statue, or the... where is it? The circlet.
I guess the quiver, because Doug's awake, and if it's useful for Doug, I can give it to him.
All right, reaching into the quiver, you do find, as you take the time to understand it, you find that this quiver, the description is actually wrong because I edited the description. It's made of this white furred material. You find that this quiver has 3 compartments that connects to an extra-dimensional space that allows the quiver to hold numerous items while never weighing more than 2 pounds. The shortest compartment can hold up to 60 arrows, bolts, or similar objects. The mid-sized compartment can hold up to 18 javelins or similar objects, and the largest can hold up to 6 long objects such as bows, quarterstaffs, or spears. And identifying it, you would know that this is known as an efficient quiver. And
All right.
and you would also understand that there are currently 5 arrows inside of it.
Okay. I'll double check those arrows. Are they regular arrows, or do they seem like they arcana my spidey sense tingles or whatever?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check. See if you can get some spidey sense tingling. Arcana sense.
Using a hero point.
Go for it. Nice, a 4. Always high hero point rolls when it doesn't matter as much.
Except for me.
Except for you. Yeah, with the 16, you can, from taking a look at it, this is a splendidly made arrow, and you do see bits of runes carved on it. They do appear to be magical.
All 5 of the arrows look the same?
They do.
Do all 5 of the arrows look the same?
They do.
Okay, then I won't repeat myself and do each one individually. I'll trust that they were mass produced by Ye Magic Emporium, and
All right.
I'll make one of those. I'll make one of those next.
You find that these
That's-
5 arrows are all
I'm
+1 arrows. So they have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls when fired from a bow, and also deal magical damage.
All right. I'm gonna give it to Doug and explain that it's basically gonna carry all the weapons he should ever need, and here's 5 bonus magic arrows just for funsies.
Right, I will go ahead, and I learned about a thing where you can write down assignments on stuff, and so when I give out the golden stuff, it'll automatically give the things to who they're assigned to go to. So the efficient quiver and the +1 arrows will go to Doug. All right, what are you identifying next?
All right, so that's 2. I have 6 more. I guess the bracelet.
All right, the bracelet. As you take a look at the bracelet, you find over the identify, holding the whole bracelet in your hand. I'll go ahead and count all of them. But technically, the silk bracelet itself is not magical, but the 3 marbles on it, as you find that there are 2 of these blue, very, perfectly spherical shaped marble-like 2 blue sapphires and 1 yellow diamond. As you identify them, you find that all of these are elemental gems. The gem contains a mote of elemental energy. When you use an action to break this gem, an elemental is summoned as if you had cast the Conjure Elemental spell, and the gem's magic is lost. The type of gem determines the elemental summoned by the spell. Blue sapphires are air elementals, and yellow diamonds are earth elementals. There's also red corundums are fire, and emerald are water, but you have neither of those. So you effectively have 2 elemental gems to summon air elementals, and 1 elemental gem to summon an earth elemental.
Make that make a mental note of that, and I'm gonna put that very securely on my person somewhere. I'm gonna save that later for either cedar or thicket possibly. So
Okay, I will mark them currently.
We'll see, but I want to secure that. Yeah, it's very secure though. I mean, if we got it, if I'm walking with a limp for a little while because I'm wearing it in my boot,
You don't want them to break, is basically what you're saying.
Right, yeah. Extra.
All right, extra careful.
Extra safes. All right. Circlet.
The circlet. Identifying this one, this headband, which also has a mismatched description, is a copper circlet with 3 garnets. You find that there's a circlet of blasting. While wearing the circlet, you can use an action to cast the Scorching Ray spell with it. When you make the spell's attacks, you do so with an attack bonus of +5, and the circlet cannot be used this way again until the next dawn. Anyone can wear it. You do not have to be a spellcaster to attune to it. So even Doug could wear it and utilize it.
All right,
Circlet of Blasting.
so it's once a dawn.
Yep,
Once a dawn reset.
Effectively once a day, because typically I treat dawn as long rest because it's simpler than trying to program in dawn and remember a timeline. But yes, effectively a free casting of Scorching Ray once per day with a +5 to hit. And I believe the Circlet of Blasting does not require attunement either. Alright, and I assume the Raven statue next.
Yeah, it's good.
Alright, this is one of the bigger lists of things. This one is a figurine of wondrous power. It is a silver raven. This raven figurine, cast in silver and depicts a raven in full flight. It has been superbly carved like the creature and looks incredibly lifelike. A figurine of wondrous power is a statuette of a small beast small enough to fit in a pocket. If you use an action to speak the command word and throw the figurine to the point with the ground within 60 feet of you, the figurine becomes a living creature. If the space where the creature would appear is occupied, it doesn't become a creature. This silver statuette of a raven becomes a raven for up to 12 hours. While in raven form, the figurine allows you to cast the animal messenger spell on it at will. Once it has been used, it can't be used again until 2 days have passed. The creature is friendly to you and obeys your command. You and your companions. It understands your language and obeys your spoken commands. If you issue no commands, the creature defends itself but takes no other actions. It reverts to a figurine early if it drops to 0 hit points or if you use an action to speak the command word while touching it. And just say the can't be using it until 2 days have passed is the figurine itself, not the animal messenger spell. Basically, you get 12 hours every 2 days of this figurine of this magical raven that can deliver messages for you.
Then I'm actually going to immediately send. I'm gonna use this as soon as I realize what it is, and I'm gonna send with Animal Messenger to the head honcho at the town.
Alright, let me pull up the Animal Messenger spell to see what the restrictions are, because I believe there are word restrictions. It can cover up to 50 miles over the course of about 24 hours. So in this case, about 12. It can travel about 25 miles. I'll say it's a fancy one. It can travel 50 miles in the 12 hours it has. It delivers the message.
This guy's gonna get a message at 4 a.m. from a bird.
You can give it a general words today. You can specify a location and a recipient who matches a general description, such as a man or woman dressed in the uniform of the town guard. So you could describe Uldrathel, and you speak a message of up to 25 words. The target beast travels for the duration of the spell towards the specified location. So basically, it's poor man sending, to be entirely honest. But it can also look for people that you don't know where they are, which is also fun. So, what would you like to say in your 25 words?
I'll think about that like on a break, because I'm sure you're gonna offer one here in just a moment.
We're gonna take a break at the end
time
of this long rest. So I will let you figure that out. But yes,
okay.
you'll have the Silver Raven. See that?
All right, and then what?
5 total things so far. All right. You effectively have 2 more if you'd like.
2? I thought I had 3. Or are you saying that the Animal Messenger takes too long?
No, 3 is fine.
It should be
Animal
88
Messenger
minutes.
is
88 minutes
happens.
less than 90.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
That works.
So with 3 more, there were 5 rings. Were they similar looking?
The 5 rings are all. I mean, they all look a bit different. They have different stylings, but they're all gold rings that don't seem to have anything too special to them. You could identify them as one if you'd like.
Yeah.
Right, identifying them, you find that these 5 golden rings are non-magical. But since you use identify and everything and spend the time on it, I will tell you that each of them is worth about 10 gold pieces. It potentially may belong to someone or may not belong to someone. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Someone lost their wedding rings.
Maybe, yeah.
Potentially.
Okay. There. You said there were some gems?
Yes, the gems I've gone ahead and identified for you. Maybe I shouldn't have and let you identify them, but there is a moonstone, a quartz, a chalcedony, a bloodstone, and I believe there was one more.
A garnet? Or was that the other thing?
The garnets were inlaid into the circlet of blasting. Got one garnet per ray. It's a scorching ray. Nope, yeah, I was right. Bloodstone, chalcedony, moonstone, and a quartz.
All right. I will do with my remaining 2. I'll go moonstone and bloodstone, so that way the stones are covered, and then I have quartz and chalcedony left. So moonstone, bloodstone.
All right. Both of them are non-magical stones that you would find, are both of which are worth 50 gold pieces. And that would conclude the identification. So I will mark those. So you left the chalcedony and quartz unknown. All right. That would finish up your time. Are you planning on keeping the gold coins and divvying them up, or holding on to them for now? The various coins that you have. Gold, coppers, and silvers.
I'm just gonna hold on to everything.
All right, I'll leave everything in the
like I said, I gave Doug what I gave him. Thank you.
You're good, you're good. All right. That makes for you and Doug, and then Maverick. Maverick is going to take a long rest, tinkering around, do stuff, in case Ethan says he wants to start working on stuff. If not, he's just tinkering around. And thankfully, because you went out, you remembered to go outside and get the guys that you left out there, I'm not rolling to see if Grim come and eat them. So good job. And yeah, at the end of this long rest, I will go ahead and long rest everyone. And then we'll go ahead and take a 10 or 15 minute break. Which would y'all prefer?
I'm good with either.
Long rest the party. You all feel much better, and I think that also restores all your hit dice because only a couple of you used them.
I gotta delete all my good berries.
Yes, you do have to delete all your good berries, and then, do you cast it again, or are y'all gonna eat the food that's here? Is a question for you.
I will save it for
All right, and I will
later.
go ahead and put us on the be right back screen.
Tomorrow.
All right. I guess the next 13 or so minutes, if people want to come back around 9 o'clock at the latest. I hope you enjoyed the first big magic item drop of the game.
I want that circlet so bad.
Keep you a ranged attack once per day.
I want to do something long range.
Yes, but will Garon remember that you don't have ranged? We'll see.
I mean,
that is the question.
True, and Thicket can always bring it up. And I find it so funny that you're like, oh, maybe Cedar or Thicket can make use of these gemstones. Nudge, nudge, Chris, guy who told me he likes summoning elementals.
Oh, no, I love them. My problem is that I would have analysis paralysis, so...
That's fair. They are...
What does that mean?
I would overthink it to death. I would be like, do I really want to use one right now? Or because I might need it. I might need it, but...
True. They are a
ultimately,
use one and done.
What'll probably happen is... It'll probably be the kind of thing where he'll reveal the 3 things and say that if he was going to keep one, here's one. that he would going to keep, and then he's going to see if either of them want it, because I think it's going to be the kind of thing where he's going to be like, this animal messenger thing is useful, but I that's not really I'm not super into it, but yeah, anyway.
I think it would probably use Winters to talk to it in Primordial.
You could do that. It's true. That is an option. Dude, where are your... Because I know y'all have spell scrolls. I don't think y'all have used any of the spell scrolls I've given you.
No, she took them with.
I know, well,
Sure.
I'm not
Yeah.
right. I
Ray-
took at
Ray
least
has 'em.
one, but I thought y'all still had some.
I think we only had one.
Oh, maybe. Guess she might have taken them with her.
Let me check my inventory. I might have it.
I just checked yours now.
Ah.
See it.
Inventory.
Doesn't look like y'all left it with Berea either.
No.
Well,
What was it again? Like flying or something?
no, the spell scrolls y'all had, you, I believe, had one that was detect poison and disease, which y'all might have sold or traded or given to her, and then the other one was, I think it might have been knock or sleep or something, so I think she took them with her.
I have detect poison and disease as a spell. So.
Yeah, you probably gave
You
it
don't
to
really
her. Or
need
sold
that
it or
one.
something. Yeah. And congratulations, y'all have 5 arrows that do full damage against a Grim. Have fun with those. Those were also one use for the record, so. Y'all are quiet today. Not to say you aren't always a little bit quiet.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those days for me.
That's okay.
So it
You're
is
not
a
really much of a talker.
It also is like, you know, kind of the two players being down.
I think I miscounted. I think it's 25.
It's exactly 25, which is what you have as the limit, so. I have to check and see if Uldrathel has a way to return. Then again, he can actually do it with the Silver Raven. Well, no, because it would take, basically, because you actually don't know when exactly it's going to get to him. It will get there faster than you guys do, but it does take time to fly.
As fast as the crow flies.
Literally. Excuse me. Lots of hiccups today. I got rid of them earlier and they came back.
Ain't that just the way?
I did remember to program Uldrathel into the game.
Yay! Now
Which
we can
means-
do specific things.
It's true, and now he can also throw the stars of Saint Vernache at things and deal accurate damage and stuff.
And now he can teach me the spell.
Stars of Saint Vernache? That's not a spell. Would be fun.
I
It's
don't know
not
what
a
it
spell.
is.
Oh.
All second knows is it's cool magic.
It's true. Saw him throw light at something and then it exploded.
Good, bro?
Hiccups. I hate them.
If you're not allergic to peanut butter, one spoonful of peanut butter will cure your hiccups.
Go down.
But what if I don't like peanut butter on its own?
I mean, I can't help you with that.
Yeah, it sounds like a me problem at that point.
I don't understand how peanut butter would help.
So the the oil slips it down. This is gonna sound maybe weird, but it slips it down your esophagus, and then the weight of the peanut butter itself is so heavy that it pops the air bubble. It's science. It's weird, but it does work.
It sounds about as science. Well, actually, it sounds more scientific than the "say you're not a fish" thing. I'm just gonna eat some chocolate instead and see if that fixes it.
Aren't hiccups just like your diaphragm being out of sync?
As far as I'm led to understand, it has to do with the air bubble in your somewhere between your esophagus and your stomach. I mean, now maybe your diaphragm being out of sync is because of the air bubble, or maybe your diaphragm being out of sync causes the air bubble. I don't know, but I'm telling you, try peanut butter.
Maybe later. It's a good thing I took the time to name all the characters, all the NPCs around. I was like, y'all are definitely gonna want to know these names or ask people's names or do stuff that I'm not expecting. So they all have names. I don't care if you find out what they are, but they have them.
Think of it as like on the way back, we're walking, we're going to talk to different ones, right? So
True.
Shabuya, Shabuya, yeah, come here, roll call.
Roll calling the previous, up until now, prisoners the last month or more, or well, days or more, depending on the person. Some of them have been here a bit longer than a few days. Goodness. Well, the hiccups seem to be okay now, but I'm still coughing. It's unfortunate. I've been coughing for 4 weeks now.
we've had a lot of weird sinus stuff up in the Northeast too.
At this point, I'm starting to just assume it's my body having decided it likes to cough or has gotten used to it and is just doing it anyway, even if it's not necessary. All right. So Chris is back. Is Jack back? Is Jack back in black?
Guess who's back?
Back
Okay.
again.
Shady's back. Her friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
I'm back. Back in the New York groove. Muted, but not deafened.
I'm back.
Is back. Nice.
I got my hot chalky.
Hot chocolate is nice.
Sitting here with my knitting machine.
I just sat down, like... Oh. So, like, during the breaks, I literally just pull my chair that I have off to the side and... Excuse me, Discord? Are you done having an aneurysm? I can actually,
You
like...
got booted mid-sentence.
Well, to finish the sentence, I don't remember where I was in the sentence, so I'm just going to restart entirely, except that I have a standing desk. And so whenever we have breaks, I just pull my chair that I have off to the side closer and just sit down. Because then we get back to
Nice.
gaming, and I am back to standing. All right. We get back into the game. It is now 7 a.m., Wednesday, the 8th of March. It is
It
the...
is Wednesday, my dudes.
the first quarter of the standard moon. The first quarter of the moon, if that ever becomes relevant. I just like having the moon on hand.
How many moons are there?
There's just one.
Okay.
Just one moon. That apparently told Thicket to wake up.
But then, nicknamed me.
Does Thicket turn into a were thicket after so many moons?
Who knows?
He does not. No.
Not Thicket. Thicket has no idea.
Thicket doesn't know anything about his past. As you're all waking up, Kanye, the human, the previously knocked out boy, is walking around, giving people food, waking everyone up slowly, gathering everyone together, as well as Barnabas, Brock, and Kronk are all gathering together different resources, different bags, seemingly grabbing different food and stuff, preparing for travel, it seems. And you also see the male half-orc that y'all fought in the hallway, as well as the male elf, are also looking around. The male elf still does not have his bow on account of it breaking, but he does have his scimitar. Seems to have put himself together and more prepared, and looks more, oddly enough, slightly more serious than he was when y'all were fighting him in the hallway. The half-orc seems more relaxed. He is talking with the other half-orc that has still has bandages and stuff on. Yeah, as you wake up and see a surprisingly active room about you. Kronk the orc, seeing you, walks over. Hey. About time everyone but the kobold got up. You want some food? As he grabs some of the different stuff that they've prepared. It looks to be the same sorts of things. The lady, an older woman, is actually walking around with a pot that seems to have fairly warm, some sort of oatmeal that you can see there are different fruits and things mixed in as well. She's ladling out for everyone.
Take some food.
Kronk pulls up a box for all of you. Thanks all for waking us up. Did a great job standing up to the whatever the heck she was. Sorry. He taps himself on the head with his fist. Out of it. During all that. Wish I could have helped more rather than being a hindrance.
Doug just kind of looks at the one that he knocked out and asks, so you remember everything?
Unfortunately, yeah. Wish we didn't, but we do.
Even prior to attacking us?
Unfortunately. Not all of it, I mean, as hazy as memories can be, you know? But I remember a lot of stuff. I like to think. As he strikes a little bit of a pose.
And
Gorond, as you wake up, sitting up, were you sleeping on your back on the floor with the blankets and things, or were you leaning against the wall, or how are you sleeping?
I probably would have had a corner to kind of keep away from people just in case. But I would like to be in line of sight to where we were keeping watch.
Alright, so we'll say you're in the maybe south corner over here, sitting where you can keep an eye on everyone and everything. You said you were leaning against the wall? As you wake up, leaning forward and opening your eyes, you feel an odd weight on your lap. As you look down, and there is a jackal curled up on your lap.
Aww.
Well, aren't you just a lovely boy? Well, you're welcome to come along with us if you like. I mean, we got some food, I guess, and I'll pull out some rations and start feeding him some of the jerky parts of it.
He will happily enjoy it as he wakes up. So he seems to quite enjoy the food
What
you
have you
give.
done to us? You've given us a pet.
No responsibility.
Responsibility and potential death.
I know. Not the dog.
Not the dog, indeed. And Doug, sorry to interrupt you. What were you saying to Kronk? After he said he remembered a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, I was asking, and you remember why you attacked us?
Unfortunately, it was because, well, she commanded us to. The lady gave us command to, essentially, for me and the guys to basically worship her and protect her. So that was kind of our thing. The moment you attacked, it was no choice. There was no thought. Started moving.
And how long do you think you were under her influence?
Considering she didn't really let us go outside, I'm honestly not sure. I mean, different backgrounds. I'm a minor. Pleasure. Gagne over there, he points back. He's actually you're never gonna believe this. He says he's a yoga instructor, and I gotta say that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Brock and Barnabas both worked doing guard work around town.
And what is yoga?
Yoga, it's this weird stretching stuff. I think my mom was into it. That's her business. My dad thought it was absurd. Frankly, it never seemed to help her with her mood swings, so I'm not really worried. I don't put much stock in it.
So you were taken from your daily routine?
Yeah, I was on my way back to the mine one day. What I know now were those jackal monsters came up, and they were looking like merchants at the time and started talking to me. I figured it was fine. I mean, they just seemed like people. But then started to get real sleepy. Woke up with the lion lady, and she put me under some kind of spell. Apparently that's the story with a lot of these people here. Apparently Kanye was on a walk around town. Will Mundy over there, he points to the half-orc. He's also actually a miner. He works at the same place I do. He was also on his way. He was actually heading back to town when he ran into the guys. And he points over to the dwarf and halfling. Rakea and Veldemar, apparently they, as you can see, I've been talking all morning. They apparently were, they're these like traveling animal salesmen, and them two like sell exotic stuff. Apparently the baboons and the flying snake they told me about in the other room are theirs. Though the farm animals aren't, just the more fancy stuff. And even them, like they were on the road, and the merchants came by, said they had a place to rest, brought them here, and then out like the rest of us. Oh, sorry, didn't catch your name. I'm Kronk.
It's Doug.
He reaches a hand out to shake your hand.
And like looks at the hand and looks back up.
Alright, well, if you like your room, don't worry. I've seen plenty of people who don't like it. We're all no touch. That's alright. No big worries here.
And then Doug is slowly learning, so he's just gonna reach back at the hand that is now being withdrawn.
Seeing that, Kronk will immediately return and grab onto your hand and give you a firm and strong handshake, as despite your fairly large physique, you're a fairly fit and well put together individual. Kronk's hands are physically larger than yours, as he is a fairly large full orc. He is not a half orc. He is a full-blooded orc and has a pretty sizable difference to you. And he gives a toothy smile. Nice to meet you, Doug.
And then Doug, I guess, just appreciating his first handshake, just keeps shaking.
he will continue to shake for a solid several minutes as you continue this on.
I love this.
The rest of you are being woken up and different people moving around. As Grant looks over, still shaking your hand. So, as he looks over toward Gambit and Garand and back over towards Cedar and everyone. So, like, what's y'all's plan? Are y'all gonna help us get back? I mean, we can probably get back if y'all want, though. Y'all did do a great job. Are y'all planning to come back with us? Are you planning on doing other stuff in this place? I know there's a whole, like, wing over on the other side that we just... Lady, Lacevine, she did not want us going there. She did not like that side of the building. At all. Y'all gonna stick around, do that stuff, or y'all gonna come with us? What's your plan? Want to know so we can bring some food along for you.
Doug is trying to ask if he can guide him to the place you didn't want to go, but he's going to use the same hand he used to shake your hand. So it's kind of like awkwardly like trying to move his hand, but it's attached to yours, so it doesn't go anywhere.
And what's Doug say?
Can you show us which direction? But as he says which direction, he's kind of like flailing the shaken hand or trying to move it as he looks in both directions.
Simultaneously gesturing and handshaking.
Cronkwell, using his other hand to point toward, back through the rooms you got through there. One she didn't like, there was really two ways to get over toward that side. There's a pathway near the front of the place. There's also a way through the kitchen area that's actually heads toward that side as well. Either way will work. You'll go through there. There's some different... I don't know actually much about what's back there. I just know she didn't like it. But that's where that whole side is. Oh, and y'all look like y'all been through quite a bit. If y'all want to take some baths, there's a bathroom. Not a bathroom, but like a bath. A full big room with baths. Down near the front, actually. If you want to get yourselves cleaned up, we've been walking people there this morning, getting people all cleaned up. Some of us haven't had a bath in at least a few days.
Beckett hears bath and will perk up. Did you say bath?
Yeah, there's a bath. It's this real cool fountain that like splits off into these 4 bath areas, and Lacevine was always a stickler for making sure that the jackal guys got like fresh towels and stuff in there. So it's probably even stocked up. We made sure to bring some stuff in there as we go. And there's also like a private room. No one else was allowed in there. Up at the top, over on the other side, and he, using his hand, just like points in this general direction. Up that way. Private area. Up there is where me and the boys stay. He points to the room. Unfortunately, it was, because the lady's crazy, the nicest area. Rest of these people didn't get much of a good spot to be in, but there are some actual beds in there, things. If y'all happen to stick around, might want to use those, I'd recommend. There's also some nice workout stuff, in case any of you want to get your gym on. Are y'all planning on sticking around, or are y'all heading back with us? Because if you're heading back with us, hey Brock, maybe start gathering some food for these guys. Alright, I'll get it. Thanks. I mean, they don't know if they're going yet, so you may just want to pack a bag for them if they're staying here, but, I hear you. What's it gonna be?
Well, I believe we would prefer, accompanying you might be safer, and, the job's not really done rescuing you if we just leave you to rest yourselves after that point. So
A very literal type, aren't you then? Yeah, well, if you want to come with us, there's no harm done. I mean, between me, the boys, Bari, and Kakobo, we probably got it, but if y'all want to come with us, perfectly welcome. Oh, and did y'all happen to find any stuff? A couple of ladies here. I've been looking in the boxes, but can't find their rings or necklaces. I checked in the other room, but it looked like most of the stuff had been picked up.
Yes, if anybody that's missing anything will come to me and describe it, I'll see if I have recovered it.
Yeah. Galera, Hildary, Requa. We've got some stuff over here that might be of interest to you. The three ladies, the human and the two dwarf women, come over and would be able to describe pretty well. Galera, the human woman, describes one of the necklaces, not the other one, just one of them. And Requa describes two of the golden rings, and Hildary describes another one of them. And it seems as though assuming you give them to him, the other two rings and the other necklace are left untouched. Do you hand over the rings and necklaces, or do you?
Yeah, no, yeah, he's absolutely going to return it as they describe it. So it's just the kind of thing like okay, they probably know what their ring would look like. So
Yeah. And over the next few minutes, no one seems to know of anything else that they need to reclaim from you, or stuff that Lazyphine would have had there. Though people have pulled other stuff out of these boxes, that seems to be different things that they were traveling with. See a couple people, like Galera, the human, grabs what appears to be some kind of diary and a few other things. You hear the dwarf and halfling women talking to the animals in the other room later on. So you are going with us then?
I mean, unless my allies think differently.
Allies? What do you think?
I'm just gonna follow.
Thicket? Gambit?
I want to get out of here as fast as possible. I've been here too long. Getting itchy.
Thicket follows Doug.
Thicket follows Doug, Doug follows Garand, and Gambit wants to leave. Okay. Well, if that's alright. Yeah, it's all for y'all then. Y'all can go ahead and go get yourself washed up. We'll take care of getting stuff ready for the journey. Shouldn't take too long. From my guess, from walking everything, it's probably a full day's travel. But still gotta get prepped and everything. What would you like to do? Are y'all going to take a bath? Are you going to do something else? Ask
Thicket
to leave
excitedly
immediately.
runs off to the bath.
Thicket be zooming. Is anyone else following Thicket?
I'll just make sure that nobody follows Thicket. Like a foreigner, like a stranger, like one of the people we rescued. I don't care if the friends go, but I just want to make sure that he's safe.
I'm going to hang back and I'm going to watch and wait and make sure that everyone else has taken a bath before I go.
Cool. It is a long walk. Are you going all the way down toward the baths with them to wait, or are you waiting up here?
I'm just gonna I'm gonna wait up here.
All right. Maverick, I'm gonna decide he's not going to. Cedar is definitely going to. Doug, are you going to the baths?
Doug is probably gonna check out that place that no one's familiar with.
Okay. Are you wanting to go through the southern way or through the kitchen? Toward the other wing.
I think the whichever way, what's his name suggests or goes with.
Kronk did not say a particular way. He said there were the two ways.
Oh, then Doug will ask Kronk, hey Kronk, about that
Yeah.
place. What would be your suggestion on how to get there?
I mean, there's a door in the kitchen. There's a hallway near the front. That's all I know. Never been down either way.
Right. Let's do the kitchen.
All right. We'll leave you in the kitchen for a moment, and we will return to you. In the meantime, as we return to our front, people, you come to the door at the northern end of the storeroom, where it does look like some of the boxes and stuff have been opened, presumably. Some of the individuals that were here came and helped move things around. Cedar will also light another torch. He needs to see. What would you like to do as you find yourself in front of this door?
The door to
I
the
will-
bathroom.
This is the direction they said. As you open this door,
I don't know where my token is. I've lost myself.
you're down
Okay.
toward the bottom,
Okay.
where he pointed you. You step into this rectangular room with two unlit torches that adorn the north and east walls. The smell of plants and decaying fruit hit your nostrils. In a large pile at the northeast corner of the room are misshapen logs, and to the southwest are poorly potted bushes and some kinds of medicinal plants. And there is a opening to the north as well. Said it through here is where the baths are. You keep going?
Yeah.
Stepping
I
forward.
guess trying to find the bath as quick as possible.
All right. Go ahead and move you in. So you can see. Cough, cough. Water. The sound of water fills the room, and the centerpiece of this area is an old stone fountain from which a steady stream of water flows over its edge and down into the four large bath pools that sit in the room. At the end of the room are stone benches with a pile of towels set beside, and there is an inscription on the fountain that reads, "In the land of light, for each sword a song."
It jumps in the fountain.
Sure. Where the fountain is or where the baths are?
Fountain.
Nice. You know, actually, this went specifically there. Which is fun because your passive perception is high. You
Oh,
actually pretty immediately see along this inner edge of the fountain, you actually see an additional inscription. The interior edge of the fountain is a series of letters, which are C, E, G, F, D, C, E, and B.
Let me open my notes and write that down. Please say it again.
I can go ahead and I will copy them into the chat for you. Boop. And in the meantime, Cedar will get into the bath as well, getting down to appropriate clothing. What is Garan doing as he enters the bath area?
Mine is just making sure that the only people that join Thicket are friendlies, and any of the strangers, I'm gonna just say, please give him time. And
All right, so you head out to the front.
that's pretty much it.
Standing in front of the door, basically. Then.
Where did you put the thing?
Yeah, more or less.
I dropped it in the chat. It should have been public. It's C E.
Oh, I was looking in Discord.
In
Never mind.
in the fantasy grounds chat, CEGFDCEB.
Does that seem like anything Thicket would have seen before?
They're letters. So yes. Anything more than that, and that'll be a question for you, I suppose.
I don't know what these things mean.
Hmm.
Anyways, Thicket's still gonna hop in the fountain.
All right. Thicket begins to play in the fountain, enjoying himself. Over the next few minutes, you and Cedar are easily able to clean up, dry off, feeling fairly good from the night and from the time. Does Thicket say anything about the inscription?
I guess you would point it out.
To whom? Ron, Cedar, both?
Probably Cedar. I imagine Cedar and him would pretend to be fishing.
Huh. Odd. Garan, do you know what these numbers might, or what these letters might mean?
I can try to figure them out, I suppose.
She points you over to the CE.
Is it a roller?
It's what do you think? What does Garan think? What does Chris think? It's a series of letters.
Oh, Garan would immediately think it's musical notes. He would immediately think it's musical. So, yeah, he's gonna start playing a song.
What is he playing?
If he doesn't see any immediate instruments around him, then he'll just play his lute.
All right. So he's playing lute. Is he playing the notes? Is he playing a different song?
He'll play those chords or notes, whichever.
As you quickly and as you all gather together looking at the notes, at the letters, Garan plays. Taking a moment, you hear I don't know if it's actually a good melody. I made it up. So, but as he plays this very simple melody.
That hopefully sounds good.
Hopefully sounds good. I'm gonna assume it sounds good. Do. As you do so. Why is that listed? Okay, right, that's why that was listed there. Oh no, Doug died.
R.I.P.
By
Gotta roll a new character.
leaving and coming back. Oh, you can hear now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Cool. While you're back. But as you,
Oh, yeah, I can see.
as Garan very quickly plays these notes, you all hear the shifting of stone. As you all take a moment and look around, and Cedar holds the light out, still not being able to say super well from where she is. You hear the shifting of stone from this side of the room, and I believe with y'all's distance you can see as this wall opens up.
Which wall?
this wall down to the south.
Ah.
That was quick. Good job. As you see this hidden door open.
Shall we get the others? So, press forward.
That's up to y'all. I don't know if it's going to be difficult or not, Cedar says, letting y'all decide.
At this point, Thicket has shaped water into a miniature Fizadel that he just stops playing with and looks over at the newly opened door, confused.
Did you not see Thicket when Garon played the music at the door opened?
I saw it open, I just didn't know there was a door there.
Neither did we. It looked like a wall until a second ago. Do you think we should grab the others or just check it out ourselves?
I don't know.
Rondon Thicket, what will you choose to do?
What?
Garon and Thicket. Ori and Chris, what would you like to do?
I'm just trying to have a bath.
All right.
Thicket has no concept of hidden rooms.
Cedar, wait. Let's go together. You wait at the door and and I'll let you know what I find, and we'll kind of go slowly about this.
All right, be careful.
Thicket resumes playing with his miniature Fizadel.
Garon steps into this room. A layer of dust covers the interior of this hidden room. 4 burnt out and rotten torches sit upon the walls. Next to the doorway into the room are 2 stone statues of knights, wielding no weapons. To the west are 2 rotten training dummies, and to the east is a table with a pile of old arrows upon it, and the remnants of an old archery target. Along the south wall are 3 stone tables and 3 simple wooden chests. The table to the east has 2 bows on it and a stack of javelins next to it. The 2 tables to the west hold 12 short, single-sided swords that curve slightly towards the blade. While many of these short swords are rusted beyond repair, there are 4 in good shape that are made of a teal metal. Hanging above the stone tables is a fine saber of the same teal metal, but bearing a gilded divine design on the handle.
All right, Cedar. It looks like maybe a weapons locker or some kind of training room. There's definitely some useful things in here. I'm gonna try to take a slow look around. Do you mind going to go get Doug and Maverick and
Sure.
see how this goes?
I'll go grab them. And as she goes to do so, Doug! How you doing over there, Doug? Can you hear us?
I can only hear you.
Well, that's not good. And leaving and coming back hasn't done anything to it?
It was able to let me hear Thicket a little bit.
Can you hear this? Ooh, I heard
Hey,
myself.
I can hear someone now.
Chris, try talking.
What about now? Are you able to hear this?
I
It's a little
heard
bit glitchy.
tables
Oh,
and
glitchy.
this.
Alright, and Jesslyn.
Hello. Can I make an addendum and say that as Doug was going to go check things out, and he asked Kronk a question. So Gambit is gonna kind of start following Doug.
Cool. And did you hear that, Doug?
I did for some
Wonderful.
reason.
Well, I guess you're back then.
So yes, I will wander through the kitchen looking for that area that we did not go through earlier.
You find the door that has not been opened and does seem to be locked, closed. Not with a key or anything, it's just a heavy latch that has been put over it. That you can easily move it out of the way if you like.
Wait, does Doug sense any like danger or anything?
Are you trying to like listen in for danger or just sixth sense your way through this? Because you don't have any sixth senses.
Right. So Doug doesn't feel anything that had happened like earlier when Lexophine was in the other door.
Nope, you don't feel the oppressive presence that she had. You do not feel.
Okay, so Doug is just going to unlock it and walk through.
Open the door, revealing a hallway. Fairly quickly down this hallway that does seem to stretch on past what you can properly see.
Is the hallway suspicious?
There is this alcove off to the side. Oh, it occurs to me that you can't see in the dark.
Yeah, I just thought of that. So I'm going to light a torch.
You're gonna light a torch? Alright, I'll throw a torch thing onto you. Keep in mind that you now have one hand occupied by holding a torch. Boom, Doug torch. As you walk down this hallway, you do see that in this alcove, stacked against this wall, is a dresser and a box and a chest and chairs and random bits of other furniture that are all shoved against this wall. And you smell a little bit of a burning smell from the other side.
Okay. I'm going to... Wait, so it itself is not burning? I just smell burning from the other side?
It itself is not burning, but you smell burning from the other side. This sulfuric smell.
So
a
if I was
bit of
to
a
like...
rotten egg sort of smell.
In that case, I'm going to walk past it for now.
Alright. Walking further down the hallway, you find a curve in the hallway. I assume you continue to follow it until you find something different. So you continue to follow the curve around. I will zoom out on the Twitch side in a second. And now over here, as you walk through, you do see another door and also a continuation of the hallway to the south.
I'm gonna continue going south.
You pass by the doorway, continuing to go south, and you see another doorway and the path that leads to the west. This one is a double doorway.
I'm going to go south.
We're going to go south through the doors. All right. In the meantime, while Cedar is walking her way back, looking around and not finding the two Gambit or Doug up there, what is Garon doing?
Just some initial investigation checks. Maybe Arcana.
Right. Do you?
Right now, I'm just trying not to disturb anything. But
do you have what in particular looking to? Just in general, looking about the room, or at anything in particular?
So investigation to make sure that nothing is like trapped, like there's no like, any kind of traps there, and then Arcana to see if anything radiates magical. Those would be the two things I'm really looking for right now.
Make an investigation check to see if you can find traps or anything suspicious. And I suppose an Arcana check to see if you can find anything magical. Good investigation. Nice. Not a great arcana. You don't see anything that triggers you a magical sense immediately. But as you investigate, you do find that the chests don't appear to be locked at all on the bottom. It doesn't appear that there's any extra security past the hidden doorway. On the front of the two pedestals that the stone statues are upon, read, "Practice that ye shall not fall." Doodly-doo. Yeah, you looking over here, most of the arrows are ruined, but there are 10 arrows that have the same teal metal that the swords over here have. The bows are in complete disrepair and would not be useful. The steel javelins do appear to be functional still. And as you look at the blue metals, go ahead and just make an intelligence check, because I don't think you have proficiency in smith's tools. But because you're a bard, you do get the half proficiency. And then when you roll well, it helps. Oddly enough, you actually have heard of this material. Looking at it, it is not magical. In fact, it is an inherently anti-magical material, known as a dimeridium. Doodly-doo, let me find the thing. Half proficiency wasn't included. You passed it anyway. Let me find the exact what dimeridium is and does. Dimeridium is a shiny teal metal. This rare material blocks the flow of magical energy. If you wear armor or wield a shield made of dimeridium, you have advantage on saving throws against spells, but cannot cast spells yourself. Attacks with dimeridium weapons and ammunition ignore magical effects that increase the target's AC, such as the bonus from a +1 armor or the shield spell. So looking at it, you would see the weapons that are functional. There are 4 dimeridium, and with that roll, you would also recognize the type of weapon. They're known as yataghan. They are a weapon that would be found more so often in vacuo, but haven't been used as often in recent years. Yataghan in real life are these short swords that are single-edged, that as it goes toward the end actually curve forward a little bit. Not quite as much as a khopesh or anything like that, but it does have a slight curve toward the end. And then the saber on top is also made of dimeridium. And the 10 arrows are also made of dimeridium. And the javelins off to the side are just made of steel. Lots of anti-magic weapons, basically, is what you're finding in here. And arrows.
All right, well, it sounds like Doug's going to be very happy. This is like a Doug trip, so.
Sure, there's lots of stuff. What are you going to do when you're in here? There are still the chests, and then what you'd like to do while you, over the time that you're waiting. Hearing the splashes of thicket from outside, playing in the various water, using shape water to its heart's content.
I'll start seeing if I can investigate the chests to see if there's anything, if they're trapped at all.
With the investigation from earlier, you would be able to tell they are not trapped. As you open them and look into them, you would see that all of them contain rotten and tattered remains of cloth and leather-based armor. None of it is usable. There are 3 chests of the only thing left that those would be useful for is maybe as fertilizer. And as you're looking through these and opening these up, you hear Cedar walk toward you. I can't find them. You can't find Doug or Gambit. Maverick was still hanging out in the other room, so I've got him here, but Doug and Gambit weren't in there. He said they left a few minutes ago. That they left the room. He didn't follow to see where they went.
All right, well, maybe we'll we'll need to go find them soon. But meanwhile, if Maverick wants to look any of this over and see if he discovers anything I haven't, and I'll explain everything to him about the teal metal and the anti-magic purposes and stuff, and
He is going
see
to
if
very excitedly begin looking.
maybe it's something that. All right.
He slightly dislikes
then,
the
I
fact
guess,
that these would ignore the bonus from his shield and his armor, but he is still interested in looking at them as a smith.
Okay.
And in the meantime, while that's happening,
Then
over
yeah,
to
I
the
think.
other two. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I'll leave him to that, and then I was gonna start trying to see if I can find Doug.
Is he going to? Where is he? Where are you going to wander with Cedar? Where are you going to look for Doug?
Not in the far areas, but I guess we didn't go to what's her name's room. We could go to what's her name's room.
Lacevane's? Her private place, or the building, or the main area itself?
Yeah, the private area, I guess.
All right. I will go ahead and throw you up there, and we'll get back to the other two.
Thicket has now used shape water to make a boat and then freeze it.
As you
And
walk
is-
past, Thicket
and
is
is
riding, having become the captain
not-
of the fountain.
Not a big boat, just like a little one.
Oh, not the
Like a
captain
little-
of the fountain.
Rubber ducky, but like in a boat.
No. Flotation ice.
And it's just splashing the little model boat around.
Against the concept that cats don't like water, Thicket is having the time of his life.
Cats love water. Just not domestic cats.
That's fair.
You ever seen tigers?
No. Actually, I have seen tigers a few times, but they always seem lazy to me. They just get bored in zoos because they don't have anything to do. But yes, as you step into this room, open the door for the two of you. Stepping into this large room, you're taken back by the smell of rotting paper and old ink. The walls of this large room are covered with torn paintings and shredded tapestries. Two broken display cases sit near the center of the room, whatever inside having been taken when the glass was smashed. All that remains unharmed are three paintings. Two on the south wall. Boop. And boop. I made them a slightly different color so you can tell. They're the orange. That one there. And there. And there. Yeah, two on the south wall. And one to the east. Each painting on the south wall depicts a young woman. One carries a bowl of fruit that you've never seen before, and the other sits at a spinning wheel creating some sort of golden thread. The larger painting to the east depicts a knightly warrior in battle against an immense bird-like grim.
These are like and these are like two physical women doing things.
That's what the painting, like, it's a painting of women. One of them is a painting of a woman doing golden thread, and the other is a painting of a woman with a bowl of fruit that you've never seen before. They are paintings.
Can Doug make like a what kind of check would that be?
What are you trying to do?
I guess trying to see, because like there's nothing else on these walls, correct?
There are a whole bunch of torn and tattered and rotten tapestries and paintings. Like all of these other ones are all paintings that have been torn or destroyed in some fashion. Those are the only three surviving paintings that you can see.
Doug just kind of finds it weird that everything else is kind of like in rubble compared to those. So I guess he's going to like investigate the three because there's nothing else in the room.
Yeah, there's two broken display cases with nothing on them anymore. Basically, a shattered frame on a stone display. But yeah, there's nothing else that you can see in the room besides the paintings and the torn tapestries and everything. So you are trying to investigate the paintings to see if they are what. So if there's
To
anything
see if
suspicious about them.
Yeah, I guess just to see if it looks like they've been moved recently or if they look like fairly new, like there's no dust on them.
All right. How
Um,
do you go about doing this? Out of curiosity.
uh, well, first, is there a place for Doug to put his torch?
Yeah, you could set your torch easily just on one of the center tables and have an okay amount of light. There are no sconces in the room.
Okay.
Which-
Also, Gambit can hold it for you.
Okay. So yeah, I guess Doug will hand his torch off to Gambit and then like try to I guess see whether this painting is just new, which is why it doesn't look like the others, or if it was just placed there because there's no like dust. Or if like the wall behind it seems pretty solid.
All right, which painting are you going to look at? The knight fighting the bird-like Grim, the woman with the golden thread, or the woman with the fruit?
Um, the thread was the one directly south of me, correct?
Yep, that's the thread.
We'll do that one first.
All right. Can you describe to me again how you're looking at it? I was thinking about something else for a moment.
Initially, Doug is just going to see how how long that painting has been there. So if there's any dust collected on a frame.
Okay. Do you move the picture or anything?
Nope, he just looks to begin with.
Just looking. All right, make an investigation check. 18. Looking pretty closely, you can actually tell as you look to the sides and everything. It doesn't look like it's been moved in a very long time. Working very carefully to look above the painting, you do see there is dust settled on the top. You see it does seem to be not bonded to, but like when you set something down somewhere and it seems to almost stick, the frame of the painting seems to almost be like set into the wall a little bit. It does not look like it has been moved in a very long time.
Okay, Doug goes to the next one, a little further to the west. The fruit one, I think.
Yep. Doing the same thing.
Yes.
Using the same result, you find that it is also not been moved. Same as the other.
And then he moves to the knight and the grim.
Alright, now we'll keep the same investigation check since you're doing effectively the same thing and taking your time with it. You find that this one also has not been moved in a very long time.
Okay, being that they all three look the same, he, I guess, starts knocking on the wall, like beside the painting, on all three to see if there's a difference.
Knocking on them just with your hand?
Correct.
Okay, make a perception check, I suppose, to see if you can, like, tell a difference in the wall or anything. They're all made of sandstone. You don't really hear too much of a sound coming off of them to begin with. And looking at them, you can't really tell if there's anything different between them. You're tapping on what feels to be pretty hard sandstone.
Okay, so then Doug just continues to move through this room and go west. Oh, there's not a door, is there?
Nope. Looking at the walls, you find that the room ends here. It's just this gallery.
In that case, Doug is just going to see if he can take the paintings off the wall.
All right, which one do you move to grab?
Let's do the furthest west one, the fruit basket.
Fruit basket. I need to watch Fruits Basket. Note to self, watch Fruits Basket. All right. As you move, and grab the painting, touching the edges of it. Your attention is caught on the painting as you look at it and you see it glimmers for a moment. And as you look to it, reacting to this, you see the woman in it begin to move. And Gambit, you would see the other two as well with your dark vision. The figures within the other two paintings, the knight and the woman with the golden thread, also move as this picture reaches out toward you.
Oh, heck no.
And in the meantime, up here at the north side of the place. I love when you split the party. Garand and Cedar, you open this door. It is not locked, and as you step inside, you have another somewhat surprising sight, perhaps. Actually, I don't know what's surprising to you. That's your business. But as you step into this fairly large room, the majority of this room is made up by one single large pool. On the west side of the room is a very large 40-foot by 20-foot pool made up of green marble tile and filled with fresh water. Off on the east side of the room is a stone table with clean towels, as well as 2 empty buckets and 2 racks with clothes hung upon them. As you look to it, you do see that there is a slight bit of steam coming off of the edge of the water, or the top of the water. Wow.
All right. Don't get too close, Cedar. You may want to look to see if there's anything natural or something about this. And I'm gonna investigate.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check. Look around. 14, pretty good. As you take a look around, checking on the clothes and baskets, none of it appears to be trapped or anything. You do find a little odd that the water is so warm and also kept oddly clean. Being back here, unless there's like a natural spring that feeds into it, you would expect the water to be somewhat dirty, or at least over the time in use. And there's no illusion maintaining it at this point. With Lysophine having fallen, the illusions that kept this place looking more pristine have all seemed to have fallen. Yes, yeah. You note that, but there don't seem to be any traps as far as you can tell, but it does seem odd that the water is so warm. We should have come to this bath.
Yeah, we'll have to let Thicket know. All right.
The ice boat might melt now.
Do you want to? Oh.
Hey, he can make another one.
Do you want to? I'll be a gentleman. And I'll go to the door. But do you want to investigate, make sure that it's safe?
I can try and look.
All right.
The water.
All right. Just be very careful. I want to ready.
What are you going to ready? What are you going to ready?
I want to ready lightning lure so that if she gets yoinked in, I can lightning lure her back. It's gonna hurt her, but at least I can save her.
Smart plan. Okay, it took a second. The die was just vibrating on the screen for a second. As she rolls a total of 20, she looks deep into the water. Huh. There are these two runes, these 2 sigils in the bottom of the pool. She's going to roll an Arcana check to see if she can figure out what they do now that she knows they're there. She rolls a total of 14 with the 13. That's actually good enough. It looks like, and I don't know that much about this, looks like one of the runes is meant to basically constantly clean whatever it's touching, and the other one is meant to warm up whatever it's touching. I guess that's how the pool stays so clean.
That's rather impressive. This place may have once been a very significant,
She didn't.
residence.
Yeah, she didn't. Didn't she? Did she move in here, or did she build it? What do you think?
Well, I assume if there's like a ghost, then she moved in.
It's true. Plus, it had that armory in there that was blocked off, and she doesn't like to touch the other side of the building, so maybe this wasn't hers to begin with.
Right.
Interesting. Now the question is, do we return to the people being attacked by paintings, or do we end the session there? What would you like to do, people of the game? How are
I'm
y'all
down
feeling?
for whatever.
More Jack Chris. We did go long last time. Y'all want to play or stop?
I'm okay with whatever.
I believe Jack
Maybe
said
if we
he's
can
good.
get to them.
Potentially. Maury? Maury? Thicket?
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I
Um,
think Ticket might be snoring. Oh.
No,
I
I'm
was
just-
reading my spells.
Fair.
I don't really have a preference.
Okay, if you want to keep playing. Also, how long is Thicket going to spend in the baths?
How long has it been since he got there?
I'm gonna say 30 minutes.
We'll probably spend another 15.
Valid. Alright, Doug, or Garand and Cedar, are y'all going to... where are you going to search next? Would you like to magically search your way down toward where they might be? Or what? Where are you going? What do you want to do? Up there with y'all?
Since this looks relatively okay, and there doesn't look to be any extra hiding spaces where she was keeping other treasure that she didn't want anybody to know about.
Yeah, that's effectively what you find. There's looking through, there's no other hidden compartments that you would have found. Your investigation and everything. Is that what you're asking, or?
So then we can, because if there's nothing to indicate that they were in here, then we need to keep looking.
Okay. Would he look toward the other side of the building, or toward the guest chamber or the slaves' quarters, or somewhere else? Where would he go to look for them?
Okay, Google.
We've basically been everywhere,
All right.
so I guess
Turning off 2 lights.
we'll slowly make our way to where we haven't been.
All right. So, are you going to go through the kitchen, or are you going to go through the halls?
Sorry for my lack of knowledge.
That's okay.
Kitchen is...
Kitchen is closer to where you are now. And the halls are further towards the entrance to the place. Effectively, the 2 pathways to get to the
I guess
opposite end.
we would go the kitchen first because it's closest, and hopefully they went closest.
And as you look in there, you do see the door is left open.
Yeah, so then this might be them. Let's hurry.
Check down, you see the blocked door. Do anything there, or no?
Well, if Doug didn't plow through it, but I won't plow through it just yet.
All right. You see the other single door. Do you go through that one? Do you keep going down the hallway. See a single door closed.
Door or hallway?
Door or hallway. Closed door or
okay.
hallway.
Well, if they didn't close the other door behind them, maybe they didn't close this door. So let's try the hallway first, I guess.
All right, and as you step around the corner, we're gonna roll initiative for the people that are in there, and I'll say there's. Oh, roll me a dexterity check, Garand, to see how many rounds it's going to be before you would have gotten to this point.
Wait, no.
Wait, no what?
Plus 1 is 19.
I forgot how to roll initiative briefly, but oh,
That's not very
Got
initiative.
it.
That's a great dexterity. You will arrive next round. So go ahead and roll initiative, Garand, and I'll roll initiative for Cedar. Would someone like to control Cedar, like Mori?
I'm still looking at my spells.
I'll take that as a no then.
Trying to like change which ones I have prepared, but I don't know which one to pick.
Tough decisions, you know.
I saw you added a whole bunch of stuff.
Two. Those are there. Initiative. Roll NPC initiatives. Okay, I think that's all the people that need to initiative. And let's see. I will say that this one is not going to go yet because the one that's directly in front of you would probably go first. So, unidentified creature 3. As this one reaches out toward you. Let's see. Okay. That. As this creature shifts out of this painting. I do need to pull up its sheet just so I know exactly what we're dealing with. It is going to reach toward you and attempt to touch Doug as it reaches out of the painting. It rolls a natural 2, which is good for you. As this creature, this woman, as you see the woman with the fruit becomes seemingly rotten in the bowl as she drops it, and her skin becomes taut and stretched as she reaches and seems to almost shift and step out of the painting toward you. She reaches out and you step back at the last moment as she swipes her hand past you. That's where Garand will be. Doug, it is your turn. Wow, y'all rolled... Oh, y'all did not. I was looking at the hit points. Y'all rolled a normal on initiative. What would you like to do, Doug, as this painting attacks you?
Yeah, so Doug is going to try to cut off the hand.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack as you're trying to attack this creature. The 2, that hits.
And is that more than 5 of the...
It is more
The
than
AC.
5
It
over the AC. Go ahead and add the extra damage as well.
Where was that again?
Should be under... should be under the weapon powers.
I got it. It's the slicing.
Yes, I don't think I copied it over for Shattered Memory, so you can use the one from the halberd. Yeah. Alright, and then go ahead and roll damage. Alright, as you cut into it, bringing your silvered blade down, it cuts along it. As it cuts through it, as it burns along the edge of this woman, she pulls up her hand and actually seems to like let you strike it as she blocks with her hand. It feels somewhat solid, but then as you're striking into it, it becomes almost incorporeal, and your blade passes through her hand, only dealing a small amount of damage and seeming to have no effect from the slicing. The extra necrotic damage did nothing, and she only took 4 damage, it appears. What else would you like to do?
I'm going to. Actually, you know what? I feel pretty well rested, so I'm going to go ahead and use an action surge and do the same thing.
All right, make another attack.
Maybe go for the other arm.
Unfortunately, the second one is as you swing it toward her, this creature, this spectral woman, shifts out of the way, seeming to float backwards, almost partially into the painting as you slice by. And that is your turn, I believe.
Your turn, I believe.
Bonus actions or anything.
Then I'm just gonna manifest an echo.
All right, where would you like to manifest it?
I'm actually gonna put it 15 feet to the east of me, kind of halfway between paintings.
All right. I need to actually drag it down to the hotkey it was at again, because it looks like during one of the crash things that happened, it deleted my hotkeys. Which is fine, I don't necessarily need to have them available all the time. All right. As this, I think for the first time Gambit sees, as this, coming first from Doug's chest, this glowing orange energy that passes across his body before separating from him and shifting over to the side, this spectral form. Now it is your turn, Gambit. Holding a torch in one hand, what would you like to do?
Oh boy. Oh boy. No, 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 no. This is not good. Let's can I attempt to set the picture frame on fire with the torch that I have?
Alright, so you're going to need to move up to it, and then you can make the attack to try and attack the picture frame.
Just a flat d20 or?
It would be with your proficiency bonus. Probably a strength-based attack.
Okay.
Not a
Strength-based?
finesse weapon. Yeah, because it's not a finesse weapon. So.
Oh, great. Fantastic. But we're gonna go for it.
Unfortunately, as you swing by and as you step past it, trying to get around this creature as you move forward, you actually accidentally strike the torch into the wall, which does nothing against the sandstone, as you deftly dodge out of the way of as the creature reaches toward you.
Fantastic.
Anything else you'd like to do? Miss actions? Movement? 10 feet, so you have more.
Bonus action, I will prepare to dodge.
Okay. So not really a mechanical thing, but yes, you will prepare yourself. Yeah. And this one, as the knight shifts out of the painting, he is going to immediately fly toward the echo, the closest thing that it would consider living. I want Oh, it would help if I locked tokens. Wouldn't it? Yep. As it flies towards him, it is going to make an attack. It has to get, I believe, a 14, yes? Or higher? Is that right? I believe so. It definitely hits either way. As it strikes into the echo, you feel the energy from the echo be absorbed into this creature as it seems to drain the aura that you used to manifest it and the technique you've learned. It seems to absorb it. And the echo is destroyed, which I'm just going to set him over here because I expect you're probably going to summon another one. And then it is going to move. How far is... Oh, you have a lot of movement. You're going to move all the way up to you two. And now we are going to go back to the start of initiative. Going to be this one as the woman with the golden thread flies out with the golden thread in her hand. Is going to attack the nearest creature. Blocking in Gambit. Going to make a life drain attack against you. I shouldn't have told you the name, but I did. Going to make an attack against you.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
2. That hits. Let's see.
Oh, man. I accidentally thought I was a monk. It's the hide action. I don't have dodge. Dodge is for monks.
Dodge is for monks.
Whoops.
Here's some damage. It rolled high. There's 10
No.
damage to you. It's not too bad. You're at half as your aura flickers a moment. And I'm now gonna throw a saving throw at you. It looks like you don't have the save thing turned on. You succeed. You do not suffer the effects of the saving throw as this creature flies up to you and you manifest your aura, bringing it up against it. And as it touches the aura, you feel it drain the energy from it, and you feel yourself get somewhat weaker. Cedar, as Cedar hears the sounds of violence and presumably yelling, we've got to go. She's going to realize she doesn't have enough movement and go all the way into the room. Unidentified creature 3 is now going to strike against Doug again. Trying to Doug attack. 2. That is a miss, unfortunately for it. As it swings toward you, you seeing what it did to Gambit, you step to the side and shift out of the way, trying not to use your aura to block it. Yes, that is it, as it is going to stay there. Garand, you hear the sounds of violence and concerned Cedar. As you did see,
all right,
actually,
yeah, we need to...
you would have seen from where you are, you saw this floating spectral knight fly across the room away from you.
Okay.
I'm gonna move you under a proper spot.
Okay, yeah. Well, then, yeah, I'm running.
All right, go ahead and move yourself where you'd like to be. All right, from there you can actually see the action. As you can see over the thing there, and you are within 50 feet of any of them. As you can see over this stone display.
So now, looking at 3 critters. Looking at 3 critters, or looking at a picture?
You're looking at 3 spectral critters. One of which you saw fly out of this painting.
All right.
You see 2 full paintings, and you see 3 critters that are attacking Gambit and Doug. Yes, you see 3 Critical Role fans.
All right,
on the
let's go
opposite
ahead
side
and,
of the room.
I will go ahead and cast Brian and follow up with Eldritch Blast.
All right, which one are you targeting with Brian? $17, 7, or 3. All right, so you target creature 17, make the attack. Sorry about the coughing. Did it? You did all the things on your own. Nice job. I guess I should open the combat tracker on the viewing side. Double check that, yes, I did make it so Twitch could see. Oh, dang, alright. Crit. Deal extra damage. Alright, immediately, as Goron steps in, doodly-doo, this, for the first time Gambit's seeing it, I believe, the shimmery cloud of this sea foam fog that surrounds this creature that seems to be reacting and, like, lashing out toward it. And as it's lashing out, Garand races up this bottle with this seemingly almost liquid lightning inside of it that sends out this burst of energy that strikes into the creature and it is immediately dispersed. For your edification, you'll be able to tell that it does partially resist the acid damage, but it does not resist the force damage, as it is destroyed.
Yeah, he definitely runs in and he, like, raises up the water from, you know, and it seems particularly warm and clean. Like, it just came from somewhere nearby. And that's the guy. He's
Alright.
done.
That's all the things you can do. Doug, you just saw one get obliterated next to you, and you are standing against another. Which the one that got obliterated, I believe, was the knight. So the knight is gone. So standing in front of you is the woman with the bowl and the woman with the golden thread.
Okay, so I am going to manifest an echo between the two, kind of like very close to Gambit. So that way I can attack it at an angle to where if I exceed damage, it'll hit the other one.
So you're trying to like go through here and attack one to the other, potentially?
Correct.
Okay, you can attack creature 3 or creature 7.
It would make sense to attack creature 3.
Alright, go ahead and make the attack. As the specter, not the specter, the spectral form reaches out, strikes through. You do have slicing, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it already resisted it. It's not going to take any damage from slicing, so I wouldn't bother that. Count of reasons, it does not take necrotic damage. Could have guessed. Nice, dealing a total of 7 damage as you strike into it with the sword. Even with this echoed form with the soul, it does not deal as much damage to this creature as you'd like, as you pierce through its shoulder, but then it shifts out of the way and comes out of the blade. As it does take some damage, but does not take as much as you'd hoped.
If I knew it had resisted my slicing, could I have skewered it? Like, is that something Doug would pick up on as he is, attacking it?
Probably, because of who Doug is. You don't have to change the piercing to... I'm sorry, you don't have to change the slashing to piercing or whatever it would have been each way. Because the damage isn't going to matter for which one. But yes, I'll go ahead and... You can go ahead and throw skewering onto it. I'll allow it this time. Should be able to just drag skewering onto it, and it should work. Should temporarily reduce its armor class. Don't click on it, you have to drag the effect onto the creature. or target the creature and then do it. And there you go. Yep, its AC is temporarily reduced as you pierce into it. Distracting in a moment, and Gambit.
Fantastic.
How
Wow.
do you do,
Boy, am I
Rogue?
sandwiched.
Yes, you are.
I want to. Oh man. I want to take out my pickaxe
Okay.
and do my best to destroy the picture frame.
Okay. I will note, in order for you to pull out the pickaxe, you will have to drop the torch. It will still be there, but it won't come with you. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, you drop the torch to your side and make a strength-based attack roll against the picture frame.
What?
A strength-based attack roll, so it will be a d20 plus 1.
Why?
Because your pickaxe is not a dexterity-based weapon. Unfortunately, as you try and move into this, still freaking out from the two creatures, one on each side of you, as you swing, it passes just at the edge of the picture frame and it cracks into the wall and actually does leave a mark as some of the sandstone breaks and flies off into the air around you. The dust flying around. You have a bonus action to movement if you'd like to use them.
Yeah. I'm gonna bonus action disengage
Good decision.
and back up.
Alright, you can go ahead and drag yourself where you'd like to move. As you, deftly using the distraction of the dust around you, you duck down and step past the echo form of Doug and move away.
I got pointed in my quarter.
Was that Maury?
What?
Huh? I heard Maury say something.
I didn't say anything.
Well,
I
maybe I,
think it
just
was
heard
someone's
myself.
Alexa.
It might have been an Alexa. I believe that's Gambit's turn. Back to the top, unidentified creature 7 is going to make an attack against the echo because it can't distinguish between an echo and a real person. Unfortunately, it misses as it strikes toward the echo, having no effect. It is going to move itself to right here to get closer to another life form as well. Cedar is going to do Cedar things. I would like one of you to roll me a d20. On an 11 or higher, she'll do one thing. On a 9 or lower, she'll do a different thing. Alright, she will do what is arguably the smartest thing here, as she will step around here. She's going to raise up the mace that she has, or I'm sorry, she's going to raise up her shield with her left hand, and the symbol of this hammer covered in vines upon it glows, and she is going to use Turn Undead. Oop. They roll. They don't have any special resistance. And both of them fail.
Yes.
They are now both turned.
Turn around.
I'm just going to keep that tab so I can see it whenever it comes up, because turned is a very special thing. Turned is like the most special condition you can have, to be entirely honest. That is her turn. That's her action and movement. Unidentified creature 3, its turn. So let's see. It is going to attempt to dodge and go. It's gonna go over here. Well, it's not gonna dodge. It's gonna dash. It's going to fly all the way over here, which is going to provoke an opportunity attack from Doug. And is going to fly all the way up here and is flying past Garand at this moment, as it is moving quite quickly. Unfortunately, that misses the attack of opportunity. And that is that's turn. It still has the lowered AC. Garand, there is now one standing next to you, and it is seemingly going as fast as it can, as far as it can from Cedar.
Well, let me help it by sending it onto its afterlife permanently.
Yes, go ahead and do whatever you will do to attack. You shift the brine effect over. Which thing are you using? Dagger or blast? Because the blast will have disadvantage if it's within 5 feet if you don't move first.
But yeah, if he's adjacent to me and not like over my head by like 5-10 feet, then yeah, I'll move. I'll move a little bit.
Alright. You move away, and fortunately for you, though Garand wouldn't necessarily know this until just now, but turned creatures don't get reactions. So you easily move away from it without provoking any opportunity attack, and go ahead and make the attack. Strike into the unidentified creature 3. That super hits. Roll damage. Not quite a crit like last time, but it is a lot. As you deal a total of 8 damage as this blast strikes into it and it squeals in pain as it continues to try to fly. I believe that's everything from you. Doug, what would you like to do?
So yeah, Doug is just going to attack the last one standing.
Unfortunately, that misses. As you strike toward it, it definitely steps out of the way. Or not steps, but flies barely out of the way as it seems to be moving away from Cedar. Alright. Anything else you're going to do? Movement bonus actions, anything?
Nope.
Alright, Gambit. This creature looks, oddly enough, as you look into the eyes of this gaunt, skin-stretched woman with this golden thread, looks afraid.
Can I drop my pickaxe and pull out my dagger and roll for the first time for an attack with sneak attack?
Yes.
Okay.
You can also attack with dexterity. Helps to use
Yes.
dexterity-based attacks.
And I can do this with advantage, correct?
No. You don't have anything that would give you advantage at the moment.
Okay.
It's be a regular attack. But if you hit
All right,
because
right,
your
right.
friends are within 5 feet of
Excuse
you,
me.
we will deal 2d6 extra damage of the base weapon type. Go
Okay.
ahead and make the attack first.
Oh, wrong thing. This will be dexterity attack.
Yeah, so what you'll do is on your actions tab. So it wouldn't be a dexterity check, it would be on your actions tab. We can use the roll, so it'll still hit. But on your action step where
Okay.
the weapons are, there's the die that says +5. That's what you would drag onto the enemy to make an attack. And then the 1d4 +3 piercing is what you drag onto it. But first, where your sneak attack is, click the magnifying glass to the right and add the effect. It should add just to yourself. So under the
Sneak
rogue
attack.
actions, rogue actions effect, sneak attack, magnifying glass, click the person standing next to the effect. The word effect. That's the effect button. Nice, and now you'll drag the 1d4 +3 piercing from the dagger onto the icon or onto the creature on the combat tracker.
Wait. I'm sorry. This is the first time I've attacked with a weapon.
That's okay.
Or I think, I guess.
So you'll click and drag on the 1d4 +3 piercing, and just
Okay.
drag that onto the icon, unidentified creature
Okay.
7. Just drag it onto the thing
All
you're
right.
attacking.
Okay. I got it.
Great job.
Ah.
So that way it auto applies damage and everything as well. So as it's distracted and afraid, you bring out your dagger and slice into its side, into where its ribs would be. And though you do deal extra damage to it, being able to take advantage of its distraction, it does shift around the dagger, seeming to be less affected by this physical weapon than you'd hope. It does resist the damage, only taking a total of 6. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Here's do. Maverick is far away. Creature 7, it's that one right there. It's gonna be like, no. Gonna go there, and it's going to take opportunity attacks from all 3 of you to start. Might as well go ahead and move it its full 50 feet that it can go first. Go, So all 3 of you can do opportunity attacks, and Gambit, if this hits, it will also gain the effect from words. You can use your sneak attack on it because it's a different turn. Cedar, unfortunately, is going to, she can make a ram attack. It's not great, but it's an attack. Unfortunately, the Shattered Memory attack misses, as does Cedar's ram attack. It's all up to you now, Gambit, if you want to hit this thing.
Okay. And I do this. This is a dexterity attack, right? How do I attack with the?
Yeah. So on your actions tab, where the 1d4 +3 piercing was, next to it is the die and the +5.
Yes.
You'll drag that onto them. That rolls to hit.
Got it.
That hits. Go ahead and proc sneak attack and then roll damage. As you take another immediate quick attack against it as it moves.
Oh no, I added it twice.
That's okay. Just hold off a second and I will remove one of them from you so it does not do an extra 4d6 because that was a lot of damage. Alright, now go ahead and roll it.
Alright.
So unfortunately you did not roll the damage onto it, but it's okay. I'll still drag it onto it.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Still learning. It deals a total of 8 damage as you strike into it, resisting it as it moves away. And to do that is... Okay, it's got 50 more feet of movement. It's gonna say, hasta la vista. Adios, muchachos. Cedar is going to realize they are running away and realize she probably didn't want them to leave the room. So she is going to move up here, move here. Oh. It occurs to me that turn ends if they take damage. So I'm just going to end the turned effect on both of them. And I'll just leave them where they are. But I forgot about that thing. That turn ends if they take damage. So, boom. They're no longer turned. Creature 7, it's okay. That was your turn. Too bad for you. Cedar is going to pull up her shield, use her thing again, is going to use the thing that undead don't usually like, and is going to Sacred Flame 3, because it is further away. And it is going to fail, so it's going to take some radiant damage. It takes 4 points of radiant damage. Which is not great, but you know, it's not bad. There are worse things in the world. And now it is its turn. It is going to attack the closest living thing. It's going to move up and attack Gerend. Mr. Evanstar, it missed you. You are welcome.
Yeah.
Strikes toward you. It
Ow.
is going to take the opportunity attack and is going to yeet itself away. Would you like to opportunity attack it?
Yes, I would.
Alright.
I know it will resist the acid.
But it's worth
we'll
a
see.
shot. Go ahead and make the attack with the dagger. All Dungeons and Dragons, not Dungeons and Dragons and Dive-ins and Dives.
When you moved him, I can't see him, so I don't know how to target him.
There you go. Try again. I forget that y'all don't get to see what each of y'all see, just what one of you sees. It's helpful most of the time. That unfortunately misses as it moves away, as it flies fast past you and away from you. That is it. And now it is your turn.
All right, and blast him.
Or are you going to move into the room first?
Oh yeah, I can't see him anymore. That's right. 'Cause he
So you move into the room and can see quite well. And now go ahead and roll damage. It hit. Unidentified creature 3, you're probably going to die from this. Might survive. Don't expect it though. Yes, another one is destroyed as another bolt of force flies out and strikes into it. It dies. And now it is Doug's turn. Doug. One more.
Yep. So Doug is going to charge the 30.
Yeah.
And then as he's running, he's going to manifest an echo because he knows he's not going to make it.
Where you want him?
So yeah. So his echo is going to be 10 feet in front of him as they both run. And then he's going to swing while he's running.
Alright, make the attack. Attack the spectral woman. And unfortunately you miss as you move forward and create the echo. The echo, as you're trying to get used to it, trying to control two bodies at once, the maneuver of trying to attack simultaneously while moving forward unfortunately fails as it shifts and a sword swing doesn't follow through and this creature easily dodges it. Gambit.
All right. I run. Can I make it?
Hello,
I
you
can.
deftly step around the side of the display case.
And I attack.
Do it. Do the attack.
Did it do it?
No.
No, it
You have
didn't.
to drag it onto it. There you go. Unfortunately, that will miss. As you strike toward it, it quickly moves out of the way as it seems to be quite surprisingly easily dodging most of your attacks. It is going to go ahead and going to attack Gambit. As it hits, make you make a con save. Fail. As you are now down, unconscious, as you take 9 points of damage, and I do have to fix something on your sheet.
I just wanted to see the world.
As your maximum hit points are reduced by 8. I'm sorry, 9. Right. That is its turn. Cedar is going to roll a d4 on a 1 or 2. She's going to go ahead and heal you. On a 3 or 4, she's going to go ahead and try and murder a thing. Okay, it's a 1 or 2. You get healed. You're welcome. She's going to step up and reach down with her shield hand and place her hand on Gambit's side and whispers a quiet prayer. I'm going to cast a Cure Wounds. Take some healing. Enjoy the 9 health you received. That brings you back up to max hit points, as she did more health than you can currently have. That is her. Garand. There is one more flying, annoying creature in front of you. Spectral woman. Holding
I think you mean there was.
There was, yeah, probably. You're probably gonna hit it and destroy it. Make it 3 for 3. I feel like there's an achievement on my list of achievements for this. To be honest, I don't think there. I highly doubt it will survive. That hits. Roll damage.
I'm very sorry.
That's okay.
I tried and my finger slipped.
That's okay. Nothing to worry too much about. Even when things happen, I can fix them fairly easily. As this last burst strikes into it, this third spectral creature is destroyed. As you all take a deep breath, looking around and looking back at the paintings, that after a few moments, Glimmer and the people in the paintings do return. As they seem to reform in the spots that had become absent from them. What was that? Cedar says.
Oh, I wish I knew.
Did they come out of the paintings?
One moment, everything's fine, and then the next thing, they're coming out.
Oh, what do y'all think we should do? Do we leave the paintings? Do we think they're fine now?
Doug is just kind of in shock, surprise, but also in discontent, because all the other paintings he's seen haven't been that I guess worthwhile.
Wait, so to be clear,
That's so awesome.
he was excited because it was a painting that was more than just a painting.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understood that right.
So I guess he would say something to the effect of, did you guys happen to catch the artist's name? Because I might get one of those.
I didn't. Maybe it's on the painting.
Goes back to the paintings that are now empty.
They're not.
And looks
After a
green.
few moments, the figures return to them.
Does Doug feel like he got any more muscles or experience points from that?
You will receive XP from the fight, yes. If that's what you're asking.
Yes, because Doug is ready for round 2.
So he touches the painting.
He touches the painting.
Nothing happens.
He is very discontent and like tries to throw the painting on the ground.
Which painting are you ripping off the wall and throwing to the ground?
The fruit one.
As he quickly grabs and pulls the painting down, tossing it to the side. I thought you liked the artist.
I moved on. You know, it's not my style anymore.
It's been 5 seconds.
I get bored pretty easily.
Good to know. Alright, are you leaving the paintings there? Just want to quick get what you're doing before we go ahead and end for the evening.
Yeah, I think I'm good with ending it for now.
Yeah.
Alright, we will determine what you'd like to do with the paintings at the beginning of next session. For the moment, we look back over and see, within the bath, standing amidst a castle of ice, a large hat upon his head, Lord King Thicket of the Bath stands reigning supreme. And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh, thicket. Or thicket.
King Thicket of the Bath. How do you please?
You have to use.
Thanks for playing. I'm glad y'all reacted to the painting in such surprise.
It reminded me of that one Legends of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time.
Do like Ocarina of Time. I don't remember if any paintings moving from them, but yes. Paintings moving are always a fun time. Especially when they turn into ghosts.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'm not going to keep YouTube here any longer. It's been a little bit. We can still hang out and talk afterward. But for the moment, let's go ahead and say goodbye to YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.